Charizard is often regarded as one of the most powerful starters, and some even consider him one of the most powerful Pokémon, but what happens when the Pokémon itself considers themselves the most powerful? That's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Carl Monroe, and my butt becomes a Charizard whenever I eat Taco Bell. It constantly uses flamethrower. If you're new here or haven't yet and weren't totally disgusted by that joke, be sure you hit like and subscribe to the channel for some daily gaming content. We got some awesome stuff in the pipeline and it's gonna be awesome, especially when we get the new room ready. Anyway, speaking of fire sauce, let's get into today's list of the top 10 Scary Charizard Urban Legends. Let's do it. In at 10, Charcold. Charizard is the last in the line of 3 evolutions. The base evolution, or form, whatever you want to call it, is Charmander, then we get to stage 1 being Charmeleon, and then stage 2 is Charizard. However, there was an old urban legend that I don't remember hearing about that was about Charizard's final evolution, Charcold. Some remember the evolution as Charcold, others remember it as Charcool or some other variation, but the most common one I found was referenced as Charcold. This Pokemon would be obtained by using a Mist Stone on Charizard, which obviously doesn't exist. This doesn't sound that terrifying, but from what I found, this guy was supposed to be a literal monster and not the pocket kind. He was meant to be a Pokemon god, and the descriptions I saw had him all covered in spikes and like a gigantic flame, and it would burn hotter than the sun. This Pokemon was rumored to be an absolute beast, but he wasn't real, so I guess it doesn't really matter. In at 9, Charizard Gang. The Charizard Gang is another urban legend I didn't hear much about growing up. However, the actual story goes as follows. The most powerful Pokemon is known as Mewtwo, and after its escape, a group of trainers decided to go on the hunt to track down this Mewtwo and capture the most powerful Pokemon. They, however, didn't have the Master Ball like we do when we confront the legendary Pokemon. The group, known as the Charizard Gang, had tracked down Mewtwo to outside the Johto region in a cave on a hill. While confronting Mewtwo with their Charizards, Mewtwo had wiped out all of the trainers, letting the Charizards live, acting as their savior, the one who ended their enslavement. The Charizards, however, had bonded with the trainers and considered them family. The Charizards fled, fearing them being annihilated along with their former masters, and with that experience as their fuel, they trained each other, getting to level 100 in the game world where they are said to come after Mewtwo once more. However, you catch Mewtwo. You can enter Cerulean Cave and capture Mewtwo for yourself, meaning that the Charizard Gang is coming after you. In at 8, Charizard Assassin. Along with the brutally evil Charizards, we have the Charizard Assassin, another character said to appear in Pokemon Red and Blue. Were some of these urban legends localized? Because I don't remember this, and I feel like this could have just been like a US thing or something. I don't know. If you remember this one, let me know in the comments. The Charizard Assassin was a trainer with only a single Charizard, meant to be the final challenge for the game, similar to the Ebony Warrior in Skyrim. After you had completed the game entirely, caught them all, beat the game, and trade every single one of every type of Pokemon to level 100, you were meant to be greeted by the Charizard Assassin, a character known for slaughtering the most powerful trainers with only one Charizard. The Charizard was said to be level 101, an impossible number for any normal trainer to attain, and this fight would be the fight of your life, literally. Losing this fight would cause your game to get reset after the special message of Charizard used flamethrower on you would appear after the trainer beat your last Pokemon. It would reset your game, causing you to have to do everything over again if you wanted a shot of redemption. And at 7, Lonely Charizard. I actually remember hearing about the Lonely Charizard. The Lonely Charizard was said to be a character wandering around Lavender Town's Pokemon Tower. The Charizard is sad to have lost its trainer during the Great Pokemon War and never adopted by another. The Charizard was uncatchable and would only let off the soft roar when interacted with. The Pokemon was said to make an appearance in Pokemon Fire Red, the Pokemon Red remake, as well as the original Red game, but only had an impact during his first appearance. He was supposed to be who the sequel was named after. I never saw him, but that's because apparently he only appeared to truly lonely children, those who had no friends or siblings and their parents didn't understand them and were probably ostracized at school. Lonely Charizard was the true reason behind the Lavender Town Syndrome deaths, but nobody knew because those who checked the games had friends and other loved ones. They never truly felt alone. Anyone who ran into this Charizard would be a victim of the later Lavender Town Syndrome, and nobody would know the truth. And at 6, Power Hungry. Charizard is power hungry. It's actually confirmed with multiple dex entries. The Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire dex tells us about Charizard and his mission to fly around the sky in search of powerful opponents, and how he never attacks an opponent weaker than himself. Charizard is literally on the prowl for power and to become the best, like no one ever was. This was reinforced with Pokemon Emerald, whose dex mentions that searching for strong opponents, but also leaves out the whole won't turn on anything weaker than it part. Meaning that in Pokemon Emerald, you will be absolutely obliterated by a Charizard if he's bored, or he just wants some lunch in the form of some Slowpoke soup. No Pokedex mentions its behavior towards humans as well. Does he see humans as weaker than him? No matter the answer, it's bad news. If he sees you as below him, then he'll think that he can control you, but if they see you as stronger, they'll intentionally seek seek you out in an effort to defeat you. And I don't know about you, but I'm only fireproof on Wednesdays. Halfway through at number 5, Furious Mega X. The Pokemon Gold and Heart Gold Pokedex mentions the ability to monitor a Charizard's emotion through their tail. The color of the tail can differ depending on the Charizard's emotional state. For example, the dex says that if Charizard becomes furious, the flame on the tip of its tail will flare up and become light blue. And what do we see happen with the Mega Charizard X form? A light blue flame. Even the Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee dex says that there's an overwhelming power that fills the Charizard's body, causing it to turn black with blue flames. This shows that rage is Charizard's true power, and if he's so angry that his tail will turn blue, you're in for one hell of a ride. And at 4, Charizard Island. Charizard Island is one of the most popular Pokemon Urban Legends. It's said that there was an unreachable area in Pokemon Red that was known as Charizard Island. The island was rumored to be full of Charmanders, Charmeleons, and of course its namesake Charizards. This was never proven to be true, but also never proven to be false. In fact, there is evidence to support the existence of Charizard Island. The Pokemon anime ended up integrating this concept in the episode Charizard Chills, where there was a group of Charizards training in Charific Valley, which in the anime was in the Johto region. The island in game was meant to be where the professors get the Charmanders for the new trainers every year, but honestly, he'd probably die if he went there, especially with everything we've heard today, so no thank you, sir. And at 3, Wildfires. The world has been subjected to a lot of wildfires, and honestly, it's due to global warming. However, those who don't believe probably think that it's because of a Charizard. The Pokedex in multiple generations says that Charizard unknowingly causes wildfires since he's just so hot. Like hotter than Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3 hot. Imagine if Charizard is going around setting these fires intentionally. What if he decided to do that to the Pokemon world? The Pokemon universe would be actually turning to hell. If a group of Charizards decided that they just wanted to see the world burn, no amount of Hydro Pump would stop them. You all think that Charizard is the best starter. I think they're loose cannons that can absolutely decimate the world, but you know, tomato tomato. And at 2, Life Force. The old adage of Charmander's tail representing its life force has been around since the beginning of the Pokemon anime. However, we have seen time and time again with Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard that it's not true, okay? We've seen them with unlit tails, because it was raining or because they decided to fly underwater or whatnot. The tail didn't represent their life force, but the terrifying part is, what if it did? What if when a Charizard was fighting a water type, it was actually putting its whole life on the line? I mean, I guess there's a Pokemon graveyard, so I guess all Pokemon are putting their lives on the line every battle, especially the wild Pokemon we faint in order to level up. That's kind of brutal. But that's still scary as hell and honestly a really bad evolutionary feature. Why would a Pokemon evolve to have its literal beating heart on its tail? Something it uses to bash things with and is constantly in danger of going underwater and being put out. That's just a dumb idea. Finally, in number 1, the Untrained one. The Untrained Charizard is a story of legend. Urban legend. I remember hearing of the Untrained Charizard and that it was a ruthless killer. Known as the Untrained one, this Charizard is a beast of a Pokemon. No trainer could train him. Found in the wild, this Charizard will battle with no quarrels, since Charizard are always looking for strong opponents, but will not hesitate to roast a trainer alive if it even pulls out a Pokeball. The Untrained one is the only known Pokemon to have broken out of a Master Ball. The only reason we know about this is Professor Oak, who was with his professor while testing the ball for the first time. That's how Professor Oak was elevated into his position. It's also rumored that Professor Oak will also send unknowing kids to meet with the beast in an effort to bang their mom, but that could have just been the other kids screwing with me. There we have it, friends, the top 10 Scary Charizard Urban Legends. Did you hear any of these when you were a kid, or do you have some that I didn't mention? Be sure you let me know down below, and speaking of comments, let's read out some from a previous video. Sub to me for no reason, hey, thanks for the shoutout, dude, said, most of them are scarily accurate. That's honestly why I find them terrifying, especially the prediction of how Spider-Man PS4 got 2020 right on. Imagine going to a protest dressed as Spider-Man though. That would probably not end well. Kalen Oof said, I knew FNAF would be on this list. If I don't mention FNAF, the comments will kill me. Because whenever we try to do something that's not FNAF, they always say, when are you gonna do more FNAF? Like, come on, people, can't we grow? We did like 6 months of FNAF. Chill, it's time to move on. Glitchaholic said, there are 69 likes as I comment this. Nice. Nathan A said, first. Yes, you were, Nathan, and I care about that. If anyone tells you that nobody cares about you being first, it's a lie. I care. It means you have notifications on and are a real big fan of the channel, and that's the kind of support that's really important. So thank you, Nathan, and thank you to everyone who has notifications on and comes to the videos instantly. We love all of you. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for sticking around until the end. If you did, comment Banana Doodle and subscribe if you haven't yet because you clearly love us. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.